What is up, guys? Rick Cacus here, and today we are going to be discussing the farm social space in Destiny 2. Now, the farm was made available to play today for only 1 hour, from 10 a.m. Pacific to 11 a.m. Pacific. However, it's a full 37 minutes past 11 a.m. Pacific, and I am still in the farm. I'm still walking around. I'm keeping my guy moving in the distance while I record this commentary. I'm going to see how long I can last. It's not kicking anyone out, but it certainly isn't letting anyone back in, at least in my experience. And so in this video, we're going to discuss kind of what the farm was all about. For those of you especially who were working and didn't get a chance to go into the farm, and even for those of you who did and didn't necessarily catch everything that I did, or vice versa. If you guys found anything that I don't cover in this video in the farm, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. So, the farm. It's certainly a pretty big area. There's quite a lot to do and explore and jump around, and we're going to go over some kind of crazy places you can even end up in. The main attraction, the main obvious attraction, aside from just walking around and going to the vendors, which unfortunately weren't there today, was the soccer pitch, or the football pitch, depending on where you're from. This was actually pretty sweet. There's 2 goals set up. The ball will automatically respawn if you kick it out of bounds, which is incredibly easy to do. That ball is unbelievably hard to control. It's nearly as bad. I wouldn't say it's quite as bad, but it's nearly as bad as the purple ball in Destiny 1. Like, you touch it and you just have no idea where it's gonna go, which makes for some pretty fun moments while playing soccer. But you have the 2 goals set up, and it's more than just a fun activity. Like, it's actually kept track of. Whenever you score, a light will actually kind of light up within the goal, and once you get 3 lights lit up, once you score 3 goals, a bunch of fireworks will shoot out of the goalposts and celebrate your victory. So it's actually like a full-fledged game. You can have leagues of this crap in the farm, and especially with how many people are available to play in the farm, it's absolutely insane. Like, the first soccer game I was playing, there was honestly like 12 people playing, and that was just a fraction of how many people were in the farm at once. You can have, I believe it's 26 players in the farm at one time, which is just insane compared to the 16 that Destiny 1 had. So you're going to have a lot more activity just within this social space, and a lot more fun stuff to do. All 26 people playing a game of soccer is going to be bananas and so much fun in Destiny 2. Like, of course, you know, this isn't a main attraction of Destiny 2. No one's buying Destiny 2 because they can play soccer in the farm, but it's just kind of a fun activity that you can get together and do. Heck, in Destiny 1, people had legitimately a lot of fun and spent a lot of time just playing hide and seek with no HUD. Now, interestingly enough, in the farm in Destiny 2, that seems to be even more insane. Like, there's a bunch of wooded areas. It's even larger. Hide and seek in Destiny 2 would be so much fun. However, I discovered that when you turn your HUD off, it still shows your allies' names above their heads. Like, it still shows player names above their heads, which is definitely something that needs to be addressed. Like, HUD off should mean HUD off, not HUD off and display everyone's names. That's not just, you know, I'm not saying, oh, Bungie changed this for hide and go seek, but the reason you were able to take your HUD off is for a lot of people wanting to make like machinima type videos and stuff like that, and obviously you can't have people's names above their heads in that either. So I don't know why Bungie has that implemented. They should be fixing it in the full game, I would assume. But in any event, moving on from there, some more locations in the farm of note was, firstly, Eververse. As you can see here, Eververse is back. There's a bunch of like little boxes that have the Eververse symbol, which clearly represents that this is the area that it's being located, and on the top of the tent there's a big Eververse symbol as well. So clearly Tess unfortunately survived the attack in the tower, or whatever other Eververse rep is back. but that means microtransactions are going to be here like first thing in Destiny 2. Now, that's something that honestly, it shouldn't surprise any of you, but it's still a little disappointing, to be quite honest. But moving on to some cooler stuff in the farm, firstly you have this orange, what looks like a new vehicle in Destiny 2. Could this be an alternative for your Sparrow? Well, possibly. It's interesting that in your inventory, the slot for your Sparrow says vehicle, not Sparrow. So vehicle, renaming it to that and keeping it more ambiguous could mean that you have more stuff than Sparrows that you can summon in Destiny 2. Pretty darn cool there. Also, we had what looked like definitely the spot for Dead Orbit right here, and also you'll notice that in this same spot you had a prompt. You could turn off and on this light that did nothing as far as I could tell. You could just hold square on the PlayStation, turn it off, turn it on. I tried to do it a bunch of times. It didn't do anything crazy, didn't summon a secret boss, unfortunately. But yeah, that's going to be similar to what you can do in the Reef, and possibly there's some sort of Easter egg that involves this mechanic, like turning on all the lights in the farm or turning off all the lights in the farm, or coordinating with a team and turning them off and on together, like with different players. That's definitely something that could be in the actual full game. And speaking of lights that you can turn on and off, you can also get to some crazy places in the farm. So as you can see here, you can jump from this rocky ridge and with the help of the new mantling mechanic, get on top of this roof. Now from here you can make your way up to the very top where this big dome is, and there's another light here. As you can see, there's another light that you can turn on and off. So again, maybe with 2 players, maybe with some coordination with your teammates, you can find a secret Easter egg by using these lights in a certain order. In fact, there's actually a third light in the front of the hangar, and I turned all of them off and then all of them back on, and it didn't do anything, but who knows. But also, something really interesting is that once you're up on this rooftop, you can actually see cables connecting each of the different buildings in the farm. And you can go on top of these cables. You can walk across these cables to the rooftops of the other buildings. So you can go to the building that houses the Cryptarch above there, and you can actually hop on top of the water wheel and actually get a little bit of a good workout in, just like a treadmill. But you can also go to the rooftop of the massive hangar as well. Now on top of this hangar, there really wasn't anything too interesting. There could be in the full game, there might be some stuff turned off for the beta, but when we went up here, couldn't find anything. No lights up here, weirdly. But you can then move on to the wires that connect the different wind turbines. And as you can see, you can get a pretty good bird's eye view of the entire farm. And definitely, like, if you guys watch this video and try this when the full game comes out, not many people are going to know this, so you're going to have some definitely jealous glares if you're up here and everyone's down below trying to play soccer. Now, speaking of secrets and Easter eggs, you can actually glitch behind one of the drapes in the Cryptarch location into a room that you're not supposed to be in, judging by the textures. Those are some pretty hideous walls, if you don't mind me saying. So maybe this will be in the full game. This will definitely be a pretty disgusting place to hide and go seek, but I'm pretty sure Bungie is going to patch this as soon as they find out about it. And also, something I'm definitely going to keep in mind in the full game is that there's a basement of darkness. Yes, by the side of the hangar, there's this open shed or kind of shelter doors that leads to a stairway down into darkness. You can't actually do anything down here. There's an invisible wall that stops you from exploring further, but it's a really weird area, and it seems kind of strange that Bungie would keep these, shuttered doors ajar when you can't actually do anything down there. I bet you anything in the full game, this is going to be a different area. Maybe you actually unlock this area depending on where you are in the storyline. Bungie already commented that the farm is actually going to change as you go through the story of Destiny 2. More NPCs are going to come and go depending on where you are, and so maybe this area will open up And, Cade 6 will be down there. That's his headquarters. Like, who knows? But it's something to be aware of for sure. And the last kind of really interesting thing I thought about the farm is that there is so many different areas for NPCs. Like, there is just so many different areas that you could put NPCs. A bunch of places around the farm have, a bunch of weaponry, and you just imagine NPCs in front of them. Like, I found so many different spots where I was like, oh, here's where the gunsmith is going to be, right? Like, there's a perfect little nook, there's a bunch of weapons, but I found like 10 of them. And each time I was like, well, maybe the gunsmith will be here. Well, maybe it'll be here. So that's a really good sign that hopefully there'll be a bunch of more different cool NPCs in Destiny 2. Think about the gunsmith. Wasn't really in the game as it is, right now in Destiny when the game first started. In the sense that when Destiny launched, he just sold pretty basic engrams and weapon and armor parts. But later on in the game, we have the introduction of Arms Day. Now he's selling foundry orders and all of that stuff. So hopefully there'll be even more cool NPCs associated with Arms Day-like activities in Destiny 2. In any event, guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this interesting. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content, be sure to slap that subscribe button. And if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.